So I just pressed the record button. Anyway, guys, how are you? My name is SGP or Sekurugudo. This video today, I'm gonna make it completely or entirely in English because I have some issues that I need to address. Anyway, yes, there is this trending story right now in South Africa about this girl who was participating in this Miss South Africa beauty thing, you know, the modeling thing, and it is not looking good from what I've seen. I myself am from Zimbabwe, and I'm currently staying or living in South Africa, and I think just want to give my opinion and how I look at things. Whilst a lot of people are busy looking and talking about this girl with a father from Nigeria and a mother from Mozambique, and these political parties pushing for this thing, especially the political party led by Gayton Mackenzie, and seeing DJ Sbu apologizing and other guys apologizing. So means, if I'm not mistaken, that they were standing with this girl. Until now, they are no longer standing with this girl. To say they are standing with South Africans. I'm just trying to imagine. I think South Africans, especially Black South Africans, are limiting themselves. I was watching this X Twitter conversation, like it was recorded, and it was a debate about this thing. And it seems like some South Africans are limiting themselves. What do I mean by saying that? When I look at this matter, I'm not just looking at this current Miss South African thing. I'm looking at South Africa as a whole and what is happening in South Africa. Jobs, hospitals, crime, politics, business. There are a lot of people who are behaving, or there are a lot of cases like this that are happening every day right under our nose or under the nose of South Africans. And I'm surprised when people take this Miss South African very seriously, not taking at other or not looking at other things that look the same like this. What do I mean? I've noticed that most South Africans who are complaining or who complain most about these issues of foreigners, they are not doing something for themselves. They are not doing any favor for themselves by only complaining day in, day out. Guys, I traveled from Zimbabwe. I can tell you, I don't know how many thousands of kilometers. I was looking at vast cities, vast spaces of lands that are empty and they are fenced. And those lands or that land does not belong to Black South Africans. And I saw a lot of opportunities. Someone from South Africa might kick in and start to say, there is a lot of land in Zimbabwe. You took land. Why are you not talking about that? What I'm trying to say is, what Black South Africans are fighting foreigners for are just breadcrumbs from the table. that are falling onto the carpet under the table or onto the tiles. You South Africans, you are supposed to be enjoying on the table there. And us foreigners are supposed to be scrambling under the table. But we have chose not to be part of the dinner, which is being enjoyed right on top of the table. You have decided to quit the table and come right under, leaving your forks and your platefuls up there, coming to scramble. There will always be rats in any house. There will always be cockroaches in any house. There will always be flies in any house. There will always be mosquitoes in any house. What do I mean? Us foreigners are the rats, are the cockroaches, are the flies. We will always be around to get a piece of the dinner. But we access it from under the table. Now, this is how I opened this video when I said South Africans, especially black South Africans, are limiting themselves to fight for breadcrumbs falling from the high table with foreigners. This Miss South Africa is just a reference. Some might say, no, you have lost it. This Miss South Africa is not breadcrumbs. Anyway, there are a lot of other things to look at. I'm talking to you, South Africans. Very much important other things to be spending your energy talking about. And these small issues of, restaurant jobs, I don't think there are issues to be talking about right now. Us foreigners are supposed to be working for black South African business people. Instead of you black South African business people opening business, taking advantage of the South African resources, you have abandoned that and you have decided to come down, to stoop so low and fight for breadcrumbs. I am surprised and I am shocked at the same time. When I came here to South Africa, I saw a lot of opportunities that we don't have in Zimbabwe, that you guys in South Africa have. But you are not using them. You are not taking advantage of these opportunities. A lot of these opportunities are there. As for myself, I don't work for anyone. I did not take anybody's job. I'm self-employed. I'm a photographer, by the way. And very soon I'm leaving for Zimbabwe. And I'll be going to Zimbabwe to stay. There are a lot of things that I can do here in South Africa, but I've chosen not to do them because they are going to get me in trouble, especially with South Africans who complain that we are taking their jobs or we are accessing certain services or what. So when it comes to this issue of this girl, yeah, the Home Affairs is going to do their job, which is what they are meant to do. I'm not fighting against the Home Affairs, or I'm not fighting against the idea of investigating this lady. But I want to talk about the future. of South Africa. Firstly, by reminding South Africans, what is South Africa? South Africa, only recently I was asking myself that it's south of Africa. It is a huge economy enterprise that has been invested by people from different parts of the world. And I think that's why you guys call it the Rainbow Nation, because there are a lot of people from different backgrounds. And to my surprise, no one is talking about the Indians that occupy a very large part of South Africa. No one is talking about the Chinese. No one is talking about the Pakistans. No one is talking about some guys from Europe. You know, I've been in Joburg, I've been in Cape Town, I've been to different parts of South Africa, whereby you see white people. You cannot even tell where these white people come from. And to tell you the truth, I'm waiting for that day where random people of the white, from the white background, or random white people will be stopped and asked for documentation. Somebody was saying this Pan-African what does not need to be involved in this. Look at my skin. This is black. There's no way I was created, or this skin was created in Europe or for Europe. I come from here in Africa, and I come from Zimbabwe, and South Africa is just my neighboring country. You know, I have this example that I want to share with you. Like, when I look at President Emerson Mnangagwa, is like my father. When I look at Ramaphosa, it's like you guys, the South African's father. And these fathers of ours, you know, they are friends. They play together. They drink together. In the event that my father drinks all his salary and comes back home with nothing, and then I decide to come to your house to beg for food, are you not going to help me? You are going to say, yes, Zimbabweans, we have been helping you for many years. Then whilst I'm there at your house, I found out there are other children from other families also who have already come before me. And there are other kids who are still also coming from different households to get food from your house. I came in, I'm your neighbor. And some of these kids that we are even accommodating are coming from very, very far. But our yards, you know, they are divided. Actually, our yard and your yard, we are your next door. If there's a problem, in the case that even your house burned down today, the next place you are going to end up in is in Zimbabwe. When I look at these issues, I don't look at what is happening currently. I look at the future. And this is what I encourage South Africans to do, to look into the future. What is going to happen if a certain event happens? So, this issue of Chidimma has just pushed me to speak about this. This issue of Chidimma is going to be treated legally the way it's supposed to be. Investigations, we're going to wait for results and all that, and the processes. But I can tell you, 100 years from now, everyone who is talking, everyone who is feeling pressured by foreigners especially by Zimbabweans, will be long gone and will be dead. There will be a new generation of children, a new generation of leaders, of presidents, of ministers. Do you think things are going to be remaining the same like this? 20 years, just 20 years from now, things will be very, very different. Very, very different. So I encourage us Africans to unite and work together. The reason is because I traveled from Zimbabwe and I saw vast and vast lands, pieces of lands that are fenced, and they are private property. There's a lot to be talking about other than one individual who only eats one plate of pap. South Africa is very, very large. There are a lot of opportunities. This battle you are fighting, South Africans, is not a battle to fight. This is a past battle. You are supposed to be looking into the future. You are supposed to be leading in business, in economy, in investment. But you are not. You are not on the high table. You are busy fighting for small crumbs of bread that are falling from the table. You are fighting with the rats. You are fighting with cockroaches for those small things. Guys, I don't know what to say. South Africa, I think, is a country that is in the south of Africa, where all Africans belong. It's not Zambia. It's not what Stone Africa. It's not Tree Africa. It's South Africa. There's no North Africa. There's no West Africa, a country that has got a name called West Africa. There are countries in the west of Africa. When we look at Zimbabwe, it's a country in the south of Africa. I don't know which year and who is going to start thinking and seeing things like what I'm saying right now. But that time is overdue. We already need to start seeing things that way. When you look at the number of black Africans who are in South Africa and what they are doing, they are those scrambling for the breadcrumbs falling from the high table. Who is eating there on the high table? If you are a real South African, you are supposed to be there and you are not even supposed to be complaining. Have you tried to go there? Maybe you have been there, but you have decided to come down under the table and eat those. Fight for breadcrumbs. Kill each other for breadcrumbs. While it's their place, they're lining up. And a big pot where you just need to save yourself into your plate and put your apron while you're sitting up there. I've seen a few individuals who did not go down from the big table. They are there enjoying. I've seen some individuals who have realized that it's not worth it fighting for these breadcrumbs. There's nice food, there's solid food on top, above there on the table. They have quit this fighting for breadcrumbs and they've taken their places amongst those who are sitting and eating and having dinner on the high table. It's time, South Africans, fight the real war, the war for the future of their children. Fight to sit on the right place where they will feed their children forever. Rats will always be there. Cockroaches will always be there. Flies, mosquitoes will always be there. And us foreigners are those things. You can never terminate or exterminate them completely. You can kill them. But after a week, you see a rat running over there. You see cockroaches roaming over there. You will be bitten by mosquitoes. That's what nature is. You will never end this war this way. There's a much better war to fight. Not this one of foreigners surviving on breadcrumbs. So as for this lady who was participating in this Miss South Africa, it is very unfortunate if she is to be found that her documents are not proper documents. Of course, the law is going to take its course. I'm not going to fight against that. But I just want to remind South Africans that there's something big already going on that you are supposed to be part of, and you are absent there. You are absent there. Go there and join the others who are enjoying South Africa. Let us rats, mosquitoes, cockroaches scramble for the small pieces falling under the table. Thank you.